Hello everyone, it is I, Fable, your new best friend. I'm trying to record this again because I was rudely interrupted earlier. Christ, not really. Anyway, hi guys. Yes, I'm learning about the Beast era of Transformers. I remember Beast Wars kind of, but this is probably a lot more to that. Let's check it out.
The year was 1995, and
Ooh,
Transformers
such a
was at a
good
turning
year.
point. Transformers Generation 2 had failed to breathe new life into the franchise, and
Damn,
Hasbro knew a drastic reinvention was required if they wanted
sucks.
to avoid retiring the robots in disguise entirely. A few years earlier, in 1991, Hasbro had acquired the toy company Kenner, responsible for such
Kenner.
mega hits in the 70s and 80s as the original Star Wars toy line and DC's Superpowers collection. And it was to this subdivision that Transformers was handed to be hopefully revitalized with new ideas for 1996. These are the basics on the new era of Transformers that they ushered in, the Beast era.
The Beast era.
The Beast era is how we collectively refer to the two Transformers series that ran from 1996 to 2001,
With
Beast
Optimus
Wars and
Primal.
Beast Machines. The big change that Beast Wars ushered in? Like the name suggests, all the figures turned into animals. Now, animal alternate modes weren't an inherently new idea, of course, but rather than the mechanical beasts of Generation 1, the Beast Warriors transformed into organic-looking ones, bringing a whole new aesthetic to the franchise. From ball joint construction that made the figures significantly more articulated than their forebears, to unique individual action features, to integrated weapon.
I'm gonna be honest, I actually really like the Beast Formers because I don't know. I remember I had fond memories of the series. The art style they use does not hold up in today because it was CGI. It doesn't hold up at all today, but Jesus Christ was Beast Formers so much fun. I miss Optimus Primal. He was cool.
That's stored away in Beast Mode, the series featured many new innovations as standard. It also instituted a new sense of order. While past Transformers toy assortments had never adhered to any set sizes, Beast Wars introduced the system of ascending size classes, basic, deluxe, mega, ultra, etc., that's still used today. Further distinguishing Beast Wars as a clean break from what had come before, the competing factions were not the Autobots and Decepticons, but the heroic Maximals, largely comprising mammals, birds, and marine life, led by Optimus Primal, and
There he
Megatron's Predacons, who took their name from the animal-themed Decepticon team from Generation 1 and consisted of reptiles, insects, and arachnids. The original intent for the line, as laid out in a mini-comic included with the first Optimus and Megatron toys and reflected in the character bios of the first-year
is
toys,
Megatron
was that the
supposed to
Beast
be
Wars would be
a
waged on
freaking alligator? Because that's kind of funny.
modern-day Earth, with Optimus and Megatron being the same characters as in Generation 1. But that soon changed with the advent of the Beast Wars animated series.
Oh yeah.
Produced in Canada by Mainframe Entertainment, creators of Reboot, the world's first half-hour CGI cartoon, the Beast Wars animated series ignored the toy
Look
line
at the style. It's so. I mean, it doesn't hold up in today's standards, but it's still good though.
setup, and instead presented the Maximals and Predacons as the descendants of the Autobots and Decepticons from 300 years in the future, who became stranded via time travel on prehistoric Earth. The planet proved rich in energon, the Transformers' primary fuel source. So rich, in fact, that its radiation threatened to overload the Maximals and Predacons' systems, forcing them to adopt alternate modes based on the local animals that shielded their robotic bodies with organic skins.
Dang.
Now, when it launched, Beast Wars was not warmly received by
Oh yeah,
Transformers
no.
fans.
No, it
Such
was
a
not.
radical departure from everything they knew caused consternation, leading to infamous anti-Beast pro-vehicle rallying cries like "Truck, not monkey." But the Beast Wars
Truck, not
cartoon
monkey.
would change all that.
Jesus Christ.
CGI made the notion of including the entire cast of the toy line an impossibly expensive prospect, so the series instead starred only small 5-man teams on each side, adding a handful of additional characters as it progressed. This tighter focus led to more layered characterization that, added to serialized plotting with complex story arcs and subplots, was unlike anything fans had seen from Transformers on American television before. As
Ooh,
key
damn, he got
elements
off
of
his hand.
Transformers lore like protoforms and sparks were introduced for the first time, and the series grew to build a deep connection with what had come before it, referencing both the Generation 1 cartoon and the Marvel comic, and featuring guest appearances by several Generation 1 characters, fandom momentum was quickly won over. Reflecting the cartoon.
Also, speaking of the Transformers Generation 1 characters, if you look at Optimus Prime and Optimus Primal, Optimus is a freaking giant compared to him, a literal titan. It's insane the freaking size wise. It was weird and kind of funny.
Success, the toy line discarded its original present-day scenario and adjusted to reflect the show's setting. But of course, soon the cartoon was changing to accommodate the new additions to the toy line. 1998 brought Fuzors, toys with beast modes that were a hybrid of two animals, and Transmetals, which inverted the toy's defining aesthetic to organically styled robots that transformed into mechanical animals with vacuum metallized chrome and tertiary transport modes.
I don't know if I
In
like that one.
1999, these evolved into Transmetals 2, toys that blended organic and robotic aesthetics to monstrous effect in both modes. This steady merging of the organic and the technological was taken to its ultimate extreme in Beast War's controversial sequel series, Beast Machines. It ran from 1999
I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't remember Beast Machines. I remember Beast Wars, but not this
to
one.
2000 and returned the action to a Cybertron successfully conquered by Megatron and his
Oh
Viacon army.
no.
Upgraded by the Oracle supercomputer to become truly techno-organic,
Yeah, I don't remember
metal
this
and
at all.
flesh merged at the cellular level. The Maximals were charged with restoring an organic balance to the metal world.
Ew, Rat Trap, what is that
Exploring the
design?
spiritual side of transformation, the left-field approach of the series led to the introduction of previously unthinkable concepts like Transformers who could turn into plants, or
Interesting.
wholly organic Transformers who had no robot modes, but changed from beast to beast.
Huh.
Unfortunately, Beast Machines didn't find the success its predecessor had. Its reinterpretation of many of the now beloved characters' personalities sat ill with many fans, as did its
Yeah.
overarching organic versus technological theme. Ambitious and intelligent, hindsight has led it to be reevaluated more favourably today, but it still remains a divisive series. And back in the day, with sales falling off, that was enough to see the last batch of toys either cancelled or shuffled into the next toy line, and plans for a third series named Trans-Tech to be shelved, bringing the
Trans-Tech.
era
Oh
of the
dear.
beasts to an end in 2001. But the story doesn't end there. Just as there had been exclusive toys and cartoons made in Japan during Generation 1, so too did the same apply to the Beast era, with new material being created as a means of filling for time until more episodes of the American shows were available to import. These Japanese exclusive series charted the adventures of different Maximal
Oh,
and
excuse me,
Predacon
what was
teams
that?
in the far future. 1998's Beast Wars 2nd pitted Lio Convoy's Maximals against Gal.
Oh, my friend Red Crow, he's a VTuber. You guys should check him out. He's really cool. Basically, he told me about Lyle Convoy's Maximals. Lyle Convoy, I think he has a gunpla of it, which is kind of funny. He's cool.
Predacons on post-apocalyptic Earth, while
Oh, damn.
1999's Beast Wars Neo followed Big Convoy's Maximal unit as they raced across space against Magmatron's Predacons. to recover the
Magmatron.
scattered
I
life
kinda like
force
that
of
name.
Unicron. These were followed in the year 2000 by Car Robots, a show that was vague on its relation to the rest of the Beast era timeline, which brought Gigatron's Predacons into conflict with Fire
Gigatron.
Convoy's Autobots on present-day Earth. After Beast Machines, it would become the only one of the three to be dubbed into English as Robots in Disguise.
Oh.
Unlike Generation 1, which had both a cartoon and a comic telling different versions of its story, the cartoons were the only major piece of media for the Beast era. The only contemporary comics were exclusives made by 3H Productions for BotCon, the official Transformers convention, and they all took place within the cartoon's continuity, occurring during its events and briefly continuing the story after Beast Machines as part of a tie-in with the 2003 Transformers Universe toy line. This set the trend for future media. The 21st century has seen several new Beast era stories from both IDW publishing and fun publications, prequels, sequels, and side stories in the form of comics,
I'm kind of glad that even though Beast Machines or Beast Wars didn't really do that well, it kind of still got a little bit of its own thing during the comics, which is nice because I think the Beast Wars had a lot, like the Beast Wars stuff had a lot of potential. It's just they kind of took it a very interesting direction. It worked. It could work nowadays, but back then probably not.
and even animation, but they almost all also spin off from the cartoon's events, albeit in different contradictory ways.
Oh dear.
The only significant Beast era fiction to not be set in the cartoon timeline is Fun Publications' Beast Wars Uprising, a Hunger Games-inspired saga set on Cyberdron,
Oh
told
no,
through the
that's
Transformers
horrible.
Collectors Club between 2014 and 2016. We'll be taking a closer look at the basics on that universe in an upcoming episode very soon. And that brings us to today, a point in time from which the Beast era is looked back on with great regard. It's no exaggeration at all to say that with its willingness to throw out the rulebook, it saved Transformers from being lost to pop culture irrelevance. In particular, the Beast Wars cartoon's strong writing has outshone its dated computer animation to ensure it's remembered as one of the best, most loved Transformers cartoons of all time, with a far-reaching legacy.
Oh dang, he's Princess
Many of its
carrying
cast
her.
have been immortalized with new toys as part of the Transformers universe, Generations, and Masterpiece toy lines.
I kind of want
an
an Optimus Primal toy, to be honest.
The honor-bound Predacon turned Maximal Dinobot and the luckless Waspinator were the first entrants voted by fans into the Transformers Hall of Fame. In
Ooh.
2017, fans even chose Optimus Primal as the winner of an official poll that determined he'd receive a new toy as part of the Power of the Primes toy line.
Ooh, damn.
The cast have also appeared in other continuities, reimagined as contemporaries of the classic characters instead of future descendants, showing up both on television in Transformers Animated
I know
and
that
in
one.
comic form in IDW Publishing's Generation 1 comic books and in the Japanese Transformers Legends manga, a
Transformers
comedy that
Legends.
reimagines them as salespeople at rival offices.
That's kind of
Optimus
cute,
Primal's
though.
impending Power of the Primes appearance seems to ensure he'll also be turning up not just in IDW, but in the upcoming Power of the Primes cartoon, with actor Ron Perlman having
damn.
already been announced as providing his voice. Though organic beasts don't seem to fit into Hasbro's vision for Transformers in 2018 like they did in 1996, it's clear love for the Beast era is still as alive among fans and creators as ever. As Cheetor once said,
Beast or bot, we're still the baddest! Yeah!
and those are the
that
basics
was
on the
fun.
Beast era. Thanks to everyone for an incredible 10,000 subscribers.
Alright, yeah, thank you guys for coming. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I really like I said, I really liked the Beast Wars. Beast Wars was really cool and fun. Beast Machines, I don't think I ever saw that one. Anyway, if you guys like this kind of content, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also check out Chris McFreely. He does a lot of great work. Please be nice to him and me, please. I love you all. See you all later. Bye.